This is the design process quiz. Directions. For questions 1 through 12, match the letter of the correct step of the design process to the descriptions below. The letters may be used more than once. A is ask, B is imagine, C is plan, D is create, E is test and evaluate, F is improve, G is share results. Number 1, in which step of design process do you compare the various ideas and select the best approach or the best idea? Number 2, which step of the design process involves communicating the results of your test? Number 3, if your initial design doesn't fully solve the problem or meet the challenge, you must go back and revise your plan. This is part of which step in the design process? Number 4, what is the step in the design process where you identify a problem or need that exists? Number 5, a small group of people start sharing ideas. Some ideas may seem silly, but all suggestions are written down for further consideration. This activity is part of which step of the design process? Number 6, during which step of the design process do you experiment with your prototype under controlled conditions and collect or record data? Number 7, in which step of the design process would the designer review the design criteria and make adjustments to the original plan if necessary? In this step, the designer would also update the documentation of the final solution. Number 8, in which step of the design process would you give an oral presentations with visual aids such as a slideshow, the model, or your prototype? Number 9, the only way to know if a design will work in real-world conditions is to build a model or prototype based on your plan. This is part of which step in the design process? Number 10, during which step of the design process would the specific constraints or requirements or restrictions of the challenge be identified? Number 11, it is important to sketch detailed drawings or blueprints and ask for feedback. This happens during which step of the design process? Number 12, in which step of the design process would you discuss questions such as, has the challenge ever been met before? If so, how? If not, why not? Has anyone ever done this before? What additional information is needed to meet the challenge? On the back, directions. For questions 13 through 21, choose the letter of the correct answer. Number 13, in engineering, the design process begins with A, an engineer gathers information about an existing product. B, a design team comes up with ideas for a new product. C, an engineer identifies the need for a solution to a problem. Number 14, in science, you first form a hypothesis. In engineering, you first A, build a prototype, B, define a problem, C, identify criteria. Number 15, which of the following best defines the word constraint? A, restriction, B, opportunity, C, option. Number 16, a prototype is a model that A, looks exactly like the final solution will, but doesn't function. B, is constructed with the exact same materials as the final solution. C, functions in exactly the same way the final solution would. 17, when finding the solution to an engineering design problem, sorry, my light went off in my room. 17, when finding the solution to an engineering design problem, there is or usually A, only one possible correct solution, B, a very limited number of possible correct solutions. C, many possible correct solutions. 18, a team of engineers is asked to design a scooter for less than $20. They decide that they will only use recycled materials. Which of the following is the team's constraint? A, designed to appeal to children. B, made out of recycled materials. C, cost less than $20 to produce. Number 19, before releasing a new video game, the creator gives the game to 300 people who provide feedback about the game. What part of the design process does this scenario describe? A, testing and evaluation. B, choosing a solution. C, building a prototype. Number 20, Maya presented an idea for recycling empty water bottles to her principal. If she followed the engineering design process, what was the first step in developing her idea? A, communicating the results of her research. B, developing a prototype she wanted to make. C, identifying the specific problem she wanted to solve. 21, in order to develop ideas for a new tennis racket, a design team visits 3 different sporting goods stores. What part of the design process is this? A, create a model. B, research and generate ideas. C, select an approach.